Welcome to the official YouTube channel of ForEternia.com. I'm your host AJ, and today I'm doing an unboxing and mini review of the Masterverse Wave 7 He-Man action figure from the New Adventures of He-Man television show. I think he's also called the Galactic Protector. Now, joining him today, I have all of the other He-Man sculpts from the Masterverse line. We have Revelation He-Man over here. We have He-Man from the children's animated Netflix series. We have New Eternia Battle Armor He-Man, New Eternia He-Man, even though everyone refers to him as Viking He-Man. We also have the 40th anniversary He-Man. We have the He-Man inspired by the 1987 live action film. And then finally behind him, we have Savage He-Man. And they've all come out to witness the great unboxing of another He-Man. And they all have one question in mind. Why does he get to wear pants? So I always want to start these videos with taking a look at the packaging. We have this great artwork on the spine and the back of the box of the Galactic Protector He-Man. Thankfully, we know who the artist is. The artist is Nate Barsh, and he's done a fantastic job. It is kind of interesting here that on the spine, he does look a little facially different than he does on the back of the box. I think it's the nose. But independently, it's great artwork. I was never the biggest fan of the New Adventures of He-Man, so I'm not sure if these were in the show. I remember watching the show, but I love these little aliens here. But I don't know if I've seen them before in the cartoon, or they exist already in the continuity, or is this just an addition of Nate Barsh? If anyone knows, please leave it in the comments. But yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of this, futuristic take. So I watched it the first time, don't remember much of it. Actually, I promised a buddy to give it a rewatch to see if it's actually grown on me in any way. It's funny, me not being a big fan of this series originally. You couldn't believe how excited I was to see this character appear in the Tim Seeley He-Man and the Masters of the Multiverse comic. It's funny how these different interpretations, you start loving them, even if you didn't necessarily appreciate them in the beginning. It's just part of this unique history of Motu. As a kid, you're not a fan, and suddenly I can't wait to get my hands on this figure, right? How many years later? So let's take him out of the box and take a closer look. So here we go. Here is Flash Gordon out of the box. And I'm just kidding. It's He-Man, but it's a different type of He-Man, right? Just like the vintage toy. And it was really to capitalize on more of a futuristic sci-fi setting versus just futuristic and fantasy. So let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. So here's a closer look at He-Man's head sculpt. And I think Mattel really did a nice job here. The eyes, the paint application is all good. So is the sculpt. And Galactic Protector He-Man also has that iconic ponytail. I think that was just so popular in the time. In the beginning, he didn't have that long hair, but in the opening sequence, he did. But yeah, I think Mattel did a good job here, and digging the face sculpt. So here is Hero 360 degrees, and I overall like the sculpting, and I like the paint application. There is a little sloppy paint on the back, but overall I'm happy with it, and I like the color choices, especially with this gold. If you remember, there were a lot of fans that weren't very happy with the gold paint on the Hero figure. They felt it was too yellowish mustard looking, and it didn't really resemble a metallic gold. But they corrected their ways when it came with the Sunman figure. The gold looked much better. And once again, I think the gold looks much better here on the Galactic Protector He-Man from New Adventures. In the boots and the gauntlets and in the armor, it looks a lot better. And I think Mattel did a nice job with the paints used. So let's take a closer look at He-Man's accessories. Comes with a power sword. He also comes with a shield. He also comes with new armor and a helmet. And finally, an additional set of punching hands. So here is He-Man holding his power sword, and it looks much different from the iconic Filmation sword. It's got this nice green translucent plastic that really makes it look like it's glowing with energy. He-Man's also able to holster the weapon. I guess sheath the weapon, but it's not really a sheath, but to holster the weapon on his back. But this is what Adam uses to transform into He-Man. And it was always interesting that in the actual show itself, he wouldn't say by the power of Grayskull to turn into He-Man. Adam would say by the power of Eternia. I'm not sure if there was ever an in-show explanation of why, but that's how he'd become He-Man. Now here is He-Man's energy shield. Look at that. It's also translucent green, just like the sword. And it looks like it just affixes in one spot here on his gauntlet. Energized. Look at that. Looks rather cool. So now we're going to put on the helmet and the armor on the Galactic Protector He-Man. The helmet has this real nice gold sheen to it. The armor, not so much. But the armor does have some additional painting on the front. This little red and silver. And we also have a place to put the power sword on the back. So here is He-Man with his battle armor on, and I think he looks rather cool. It was pretty simple to take the harness off. He just has this one strap here, and to get the battle armor on, there's these two clips on the side. You still have to remove the head to get the battle armor on, but once it's on, and here is his helmet. Now, this is like the vintage figure. The vintage figure, you actually got to put the helmet on the head. I think it was the Classics version that gave you instead alternate heads. So let's just place the helmet on his head and take a closer look. So here's a close-up with He-Man and that helmet on, and I think he looks rather good. He doesn't look angry like that, He-Man, but no, he looks good, and I'm glad it's a separate accessory. You know, it doesn't look too bulky like the vintage figure. The vintage figure helmet looked like it was always too big for his head, but this looks perfect. And I'm glad, actually, we didn't get a alternate head with a helmet on. I'd rather just have a helmet to put on, so I'm happy with this. So the articulation here is everything you would expect from a Masterverse figure. It's very good. The only thing I have to warn you about is if you have this battle armor on and the helmet, the head's going to be restricted somewhat in regards to movement, but that can be solved by removing the helmet and the body armor and just wearing this harness like he did in the classic animated series. So there we go. That's the Masterverse Galactic Protector He-Man, the He-Man from the New Adventures of He-Man television series. And even though I might have not been the biggest fan of the show, I am a fan of this figure. And I have nothing but love for anyone who loves the show and can't get enough of it. And I promise definitely to give it another rewatch to see if it's growing on me. But that's the power of nostalgia. I'm just happy this figure exists. I'm happy this interpretation exists. You know, as I've grown older, I've realized that the strength of Masters of the Universe is its different interpretations and how inviting these different interpretations are to other fans. So I'm happy the New Adventures of He-Man interpretation is in the lore, and I'm happy that Masterverse has made a figure of it, and I can't wait to get my hands on Skeletor. So, once again, this is AJ, and I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.